Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here. Thought I'd do a quick vlog today about this pattern we're kind of stuck in where there's a chance of rain, but it's not an all-day rain. I think this is often the case when people rely heavily on phone apps. They see those chances of rain and they think all-day rains or washouts, and that's not necessarily the case. And this would be a good example here this week. We're kind of stuck in a pattern here where we've got this stalled front right here. There's actually an upper low here and high pressure off the east coast. Remember, low pressure spins counterclockwise in the upper atmosphere and high pressure spins clockwise. So there's a big influx of moisture moving into the southeast. So we're seeing waves of scattered showers and storms more so than a giant shield of rain. But there is a chance of rain every day. The thing is, trying to time out when that scattered shower or storm is going to move through. And this is a look at the loop this morning. You can see, you might argue that parts of the upstate of South Carolina and southwestern North Carolina kind of having a little bit of a washout today. But even there, that rain might not last all day. But you go to the east and there's less rain, but there's moisture coming in. So eventually we're going to see some moisture move in this afternoon. But it clearly looks like areas in the mountains down here into Georgia are going to see the highest chances of rain and likely the highest risk of flash flooding like we're kind of seeing today. And you can kind of see how that setup is ongoing. So let's look at the futurecast on when we might see some of these scattered showers move through the area. All right, so we'll look at the futurecast here, the short range guidance, kind of showing how things unfold today. We'll go through time and notice the heavier rain is clearly going to be off to the west, or the highest chance of rain. It's also going to be quite heavy, but at times the Piedmont, not a whole lot of rain. That's why today's rain chance is probably more in the 50-60% range. But as we go through the evening, we might see a stray shower. Now let's go through tonight. Then we start to see some rain, try to make it into the Charlotte area. But the focus of the rain today is really going to be off to the west. Across the area of the Piedmont east, you're looking at more scattered showers. And for that reason, it's going to be pretty warm today. We'll see some thinning of the clouds and temperatures likely getting close to 80 degrees. We'll go into tomorrow morning and notice the heavy rain is still mainly confined to the west. So the rain we're going to see is going to be the stuff like this. You can see tomorrow afternoon, really scattered stuff. So two things. One, yes, you can get outside and do things, but you could see a passing shower. But the other thing, if you're looking for heavy rain, good soaking rain, right now it's going to come in the form of scattered showers. It's not a huge shield of rain. This is more likely what we're going to see the next couple of days. See how scattered these showers are, but look to the west. That's much more widespread. That's the kind of pattern we're stuck in right now. So if you're looking for widespread rain, it's probably not going to be the pattern this week for you. It's more the scattered stuff. But I will say this, at some point over the next couple of days, it's likely every location will at least see a passing shower. It's just not going to be huge amounts of rain. So let's take a look at how much we could see and then a little bit talk about this warm pattern which is shaping up. So let's talk about the rainfall amount. So this is a look at the Weather Prediction Center's kind of what we call, 24, 48-hour rainfall amounts. And I'm going to go out to 72 hours, so 3 days. If you look carefully, here's Charlotte in the middle. Not much, almost nothing here. And look at all the heavy rain back to the west. So that's kind of the gradient, we call it, of raining from a little bit to a whole bunch to the west. Let's go out even further into the future. Does look like some higher rain chances maybe by the end of the week as the front eventually pushes through. But if you look at this rainfall forecast for the next 7 days, look at that big void there, maybe a half an inch. And then here in the mountains and then down into northeast Georgia, the highest amount of rain. And here's the weird thing about this pattern. It's not only somewhat moist to the west, but not really over us. It's also incredibly warm. We talked a lot about this yesterday, is just how the jet stream has kind of retreated back to the north. If you look at this is the upper level pattern. This is kind of the jet stream here. We've got, this little low pressure system here, high pressure right here. But this is a really warm flow of air. All the cold air is bottled up here. Typically by this time of year, what happens is you don't get, full on cold air, but you see waves of fronts coming down in cold air. You start getting into a more active pattern. This pattern right here is more summer-like with a stagnant high pressure over the southeast. And we go further into the future. I mean, the cold air is just sitting up there in Alaska, northern parts of Canada. Not much change. Looks like a wave tries to come into the Midwest, but not much luck. And then you go further into the future. We go into next week. A big dip in the jet stream does develop, but it's out west. It's here. And then for us, this is high pressure right here. This is the low pressure in the atmosphere. So the jet stream, when it does start to come south, it goes to the west first and doesn't come into the eastern part of the country. So you're going out, 7-10 days into the future. That right there, that's a summer heat wave right there. That is crazy, crazy hot. for this time of the year. Again, probably still highs around 80, maybe low 80s, which is, for summer standards great, but we're talking early to mid October. We should be about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than that. And the overnight lows in particular, to me, are going to be really warm as well. So if you're looking for cool, cool, like dry autumn crisp air, there is none heading our way, at least for the next 7 to 10 days, maybe even longer. Hopefully by the end of the month, we'll see this pattern change. It typically does, but for right now, fall's on cancel, and we're going to wait for this pattern change to head our way, maybe in about 2 weeks or so.